Hi guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at an experiment that can demonstrate a couple of different things. It can be related to solids, liquids and gases, or it can be to do with chemical reactions. Really depends what sort of slant you want to put on it. You will need a set of safety goggles for this. You'll also need a burning tray, a bottle, you'll need a bicycle pump, cork with a needle through it, and in this case, some isopropyl alcohol. Now, this experiment is one that you would demonstrate in front of the class. You wouldn't get them doing it themselves. It's almost identical to an experiment that I've done before, which is a cloud in a bottle. So I did that. That one's good for anything to do with the water cycle or weather, or solids, liquids and gases again. Now, what we're doing is we are comparing flammability of a substance in its solid form and its gaseous form. So we're taking isopropyl alcohol here, which is potentially hazardous, and it is flammable. Okay, so what I would do normally, I would put on my safety glasses and I would show them, I'd show the class its normal flammability, just its normal flammability, like so. Okay, so that's its flammability in its liquid form. Okay, so as a liquid we can see it is clearly flammable there. And I would pose them the question, do you think it's more flammable or less flammable as a gas? And you'll get different reasons and different justifications, but by far the most interesting way of doing this is to actually demonstrate it. Now the answer should be fairly clear in a minute. So we saw there, that was burning with a nice obvious yellow flame. Okay? When you see a yellow flame like that, it's an indication that, it's not always an indication, but it's an indication that it's maybe not burning as hot, and that there's some incomplete combustion going on. So that would have been a much smokier flame. So it's less hot, it's smokier, and incomplete combustion. Now what we're going to do is we're going to basically do the cloud in a bottle experiment. I'm going to put a small amount of isopropyl alcohol in the bottle. There. I'm then going to pressurize it with the pump, and then when it pops off, it should immediately go into a vapor form, into its gaseous form. So let's do that just now. This should happen quite quickly. That's it. So now when I ignite it, we'll see whether it's more or less flammable. Not the best demonstration, that one actually. There was still some water in the bottle, but you saw how quickly it all combusted. It was just almost instantaneous, and the bottle's actually a little bit hot and is warped ever so slightly from it. Okay, it's cool enough to do again, so I'm going to add a little bit more this time, just see if we can get better effect. Sometimes you can get quite an impressive reaction from it. So we're seeing a couple of things here. We're seeing a change in the state of matter. We're seeing it change from a liquid into a gas. So we're seeing a state change, but we're also seeing a chemical reaction. That was a bit better. So you can see that's burning with a blue flame. It's burning very, very quickly and actually much hotter. I can actually feel the heat ever so slightly from the distance that I'm at. So the chemical reaction that's going on there is from a primary school perspective. We're taking something that is a type of alcohol, not drinkable in any way, but it's an alcohol called isopropanol. And when we burn it, we're getting a couple of different things. We're getting water, so now some of it, there's a lot of isopropanol left, but some of this at the bottom now is now water, where it wasn't before. And everything else that's gone off into the atmosphere is now carbon dioxide. So we have changed, we've done a chemical reaction that has changed isopropanol into carbon dioxide and water. So there's a couple of different themes there. There's the solids, liquids and gases, changes of state and matter, and there's also the chemical reaction element as well. Cheers.